Hello and welcome back to another episode of our horror tutorial. As you can see on the screen, we've got our original project. We won't be spending any time in here. I just want to quickly remind myself of what we've got and what we haven't got. I think in the last episode we added the rain and some sounds and things like that. Where is it? Why is it not loading? Come on, I move. Is it loaded? Oh, yeah, we did it in the window. I forgot about that. So if I just turn my sound up a little bit, I should be able to hear footprints and the sound of rain, but we couldn't see the rain. I remember now. We couldn't see the rain, and then we've just got to set up that press E thing. Right. Okay. Cool. And we still have no roof. So, what I did, by the way, off screen was I just came up to where was it? Maps and modes. And I changed the startup and the default to room 1 so that when you load up the project, it will always load up the room we're working on first, or at least the first room. So that's that. We're actually going to be spending the rest of this episode in Blender. As you can see, I've reopened up our first room that we did. But what I actually want to do is I want to save as now and call this room 2. And the reason for that is because we actually want to keep some of these walls in place because we're going to see them when we actually leave the building. So what we want to do now is basically just select pretty much everything we're not going to be using within this sort of part of the level. So we won't need like things like the floor or these walls. We won't need the pillars either, but I'll grab those in a second. And it won't matter if you miss anything. It won't matter too much if not everything's there, or if there's like one panel still floating around. That's, you know, it's really not going to matter that much because we're not loading in too much within each level, so it really shouldn't have too much of a negative effect, or it shouldn't have a backlash anyway. But just, oh god, maybe try and do this. There you go. But make sure you don't select anything on this wall or this wall, because we do want those to still remain. If you want to kind of make sure, you know, see what's left that you haven't selected, you can just go ahead and delete faces, and it'll show you what you've missed, if anything. And as you can see, we've still got those two sections, which is great. That's exactly what we want. Select anything else remaining. Select the columns. We don't want those in there. There we go. And then again, same thing. Just delete the faces. There we go. I'm not going to spend too much time teaching you what I'm doing and things like that. I'm pretty sure we covered most of what you're going to need to use in the other Blender tutorial. So I'm just going to quickly do this. So we can move on. Right, I'm going to extend this out. So the reason I deleted all that other stuff out for this second room is because you're never going to see it. You're going to see that only whenever we load level 1 up. So you can I should have probably done away there, sorry, on that wall there. So extend these two out. I would say, if I'm honest, that's probably enough for what we need at the moment. I also want to extend outwards a bit, because don't forget we actually created an alleyway here, or we gave the impression there was like an alleyway here. So we also need to do, I probably want it smaller than that. Nah, a little bit smaller than that. Let's go 3 and a bit squares. That seems good enough. And we also, I'm going to extend out just a tiny little bit more, just so I can create a wall here. We still need to add that into our other scene, BT dubs, but that's okay. We can do that another time. And again, just bring it on up, like so. We're never going to enter any of these areas, so it really doesn't matter. I mean, like, we could go to the effort of really going in detail with the detail, but I'm going to leave that mostly up to you guys, to be honest, because again, it just seems kind of wasted for me to spend all that time doing this detail on a tutorial that's actually technically for Unreal. But make a nice long corridor here. Again, extrude that wall up. Do this and do that. Do this, do that, do this, do that. Cool. I think that's okay. Again, it's not going to be perfect, guys. I'm not building like the roofs and doing all the gutters and you know what I mean. I'm not doing everything. I'm just doing enough to give you an idea of how to create these kind of immersive areas. Now, I wanted to do another corridor. You can see straight down here. Oh, like so. And then we want another building here. You can do things as well, like add windows in if you want to. You could add in gutters and street lights. And so the only street light I'm going to add is here because that was the one that was facing here. But you want to basically look at when you get this into Unreal. I mean, I'd make the street lights separate, to be honest, anyway. That way you can control them visually. We don't need to put anything here because I'm going to put actually a fence in. I'm going to put a fence in there when we get back into Unreal, and you'll see why. And then there's going to be another door here as well, so we do need to add that door in too. And then I kind of want this to extend out a little bit further. Again, you won't notice any of this anyway. Let's go to here. Yeah, I think that should be okay. And then what I want to do is then just grab this, grab this, grab this, and this. Oh, no, not that. Yep. And then I'm just going to drag that along to do, again, another small. You just want to give the illusion that the world's a lot larger than it actually is. And because we're kind of coming out into this very kind of closed off area, you're not going to be able to like go past any of this. You want to make it feel larger by adding things like extra alleyways in, like so. And again, we don't need to put this wall in. Like, you're never going to be able to see this part of this wall, so it really doesn't matter. You then might want to do. Sorry, I've probably messed this up a little bit, but that's okay. Let's do that, and then we'll do some more, and we'll go to about here, right? That should be more than enough. And all we're going to do is pick this. Oh, sorry, I want to do this as well. Extrude this out because you might actually be able to see this wall. Again, we won't know the full effect we've had on our environment until we get this into Unreal and we've given it some textures and we sort of play around and see what we can see. And although I might not do it, I might not actually go in and make the changes. It's so easy for you guys just to come in and make these changes just like I'm doing now. So to see what your players can see. I mean, if your players can't see a roof, what's the point of putting that roof in? Yeah, you've got to think about what triangles you're putting into your game and how large your meshes are. Otherwise, you're just going to hit a lot of performance issues, basically. Whereas, as you can see with mine, I've kind of thought about what the players are going to be able to see. Now, as I was talking about detail, the reason I was talking about detail is because I might put a road in here and then just another wall, right? And maybe put a car there just to break up the blankness of everything. So then when you look down there, you'll see a car. And you won't notice the plain wall behind it, but it just breaks things up. And the player if he stood like here, he shouldn't, in theory, be able to see too much past down here. But if he stood here, he might just be able to see to the end. So you do the same thing. You might put in, like, I don't know, some phone boxes, then with another wall, just to break it up. But it makes the world feel bigger than it actually is. And then when you come to these ones, again, same thing down here. You just have another wall, road, something here, just to break it up the scene. Some people might even put things like, if you really wanted to make the world feel busy and thing, you might have like people. You might put the car down here because that's a bit closer, and then have people walking along here, just constantly. Just have like one spawn in, walk, one spawn in, have two spawn in, walk in, back and forth. And then the playing war, just to make it look like busy. And you might even have like a function where he calls out but they can't hear him, and it's like, okay, I have to carry on, sort of thing. And then again, as you see, I didn't put the wall in here because we know for a fact he'll never be able to see that, so that's fine. And the only thing really we need now for this little scene is any windows and any doors you might want to put in to this area. Now, I know I'm going to have a gate, a gate going along here. That goes towards the end. It's not going to go fully to the end because, again, we don't want him to be able to see around that corner, so we just want it to come to sort of here. And so we need a door. That's literally all we need now. So how did I do this? I think I just extended it out, didn't I? Yeah. We're pretty much going to do something very similar. This time. Select. Copy, paste. Nope, that didn't work. Okay. Why didn't that not work? Oh, it's because I'm in the wrong. There you go. Right. Right click. I'm just doing this to save me some time down the line. I'm just going to separate that selection, and then we've got ourselves a wee extra door handle to use in a minute. And the next thing we want to do, again, because we're not doing doors opening, is we just want to Control R and essentially just, oh, that's very sensitive. Decide where we want our, where are you? There you are. Just decide where our door's going to go, basically. I'm going to put in a double door this time. And again, it requires no extra. Requires no extra effort because, again, we're just going to extrude out a frame. Is that the same? No, it's not the same size. Oh god, that would look a bit silly, wouldn't it? That's about right. That door well thick, isn't it? That door is thick. So maybe I want to grab those two lines. Just drag them out a little bit more. That should be, it'll be good enough. Again, it doesn't matter, we're not opening the door and walking through it, we're just loading screens for now. Also, someone was asking me about Resident Evil 2 and doing a tutorial on how to set up things like the camera and things like that. We absolutely will do that, by the way. Just kind of bear with me, I suppose, and it'll come out sooner or later. Once I've got some time, we definitely will do that tutorial. It is actually a lot simpler. I looked into it a little bit. It is a lot simpler than you might imagine. Just bring out that framework there a bit. Do the same on this side because, again, we might use this for the third level if we go that far into this tutorial. I don't know. I'm only just trying to show you kind of like neat little tricks to make your game a little bit more spooky and scary with the atmosphere. So yeah, what was I saying? Sorry. Yeah, we will look into that tutorial. Setting up the camera for Resident Evil 2 is actually a lot easier than you might think. I could probably do that in one episode because it's literally just like an over-the-shoulder camera. I didn't mean to do that at all. God. And then obviously it's things like, a lot of it is animations, which I'm not too pro on, but I will give it a go, of course. And we'll have a look see if what we can find. But essentially it's just the way he holds his gun, and it's that sort of turning mechanism that you used to get. Excuse me, that when he aims his gun, that's more of like a rotation thing. You just have to stop him from walking when you're aiming. Oh god, what's happening? What are you doing? Why? There we go. Now there's nothing there to I don't like this because there's nothing there to sort of differentiate each door. What am I going to do that? I don't want to do that. Okay. Just add in a little tiny door frame there, just to split the doors up. There you go. It's like an in-out door kind of thing. Right. Okay, so let's grab our door handles, rotate them on here. Let's go 0, so door, my numpad's locks off. There we go. There we go. Bring them down to whereabouts they actually would be, and we'll stick them in. Okay, let's have a look. Just make sure they're correct. Okay, I've just realised we've gone over the time, so what I'll do is I'll finish this off in the next episode, and then we'll get it into Unreal, start giving it some textures and make it come to life a bit, and then we'll do our door transition and you can start seeing the game come to life a little bit. So thanks so much guys for watching. If you've really enjoyed this, please give us a like and leave a comment. If there's anything you want us to sort of do a tutorial on, please just let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, and if you haven't already, head over to Facebook, to Dead Developer Studios, to check out the games we've got coming out in 2021. Thank you so much guys, see you next time, bye.